When you pause mid-sentence, searching for a familiar name that just won't come, it can feel unsettling. What if the bridge carrying those memories could be rebuilt with something as simple as a breakfast food, one you've heard both praised as a superfood and warned against for your heart? The truth is, after 65, eating it the right way could sharpen your mind and protect your heart, but the wrong way might undo the benefits. After 65, your brain and heart can't always make the vital building blocks they once did. That's why a simple, familiar food, the egg, has sparked both excitement and concern in the medical community. In my 25 years working with seniors, I've seen it protect memory, preserve strength, and even support heart health when used wisely. This content is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider before making dietary changes. Today, we'll separate fact from fear, reveal the research, and show you exactly how to eat eggs for maximum benefit after 65. 1. Choline, the memory bridge you can eat. Frank was 72 when he told me, "Names just slip away, Doc. I see the face, but the name's gone." It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. But for him, it felt like pieces of his life were slipping out of reach. What most people don't realize is that after 60, your body makes less of a nutrient called choline. Choline turns into acetylcholine, the messenger your brain uses to store and recall memories. I like to think of it like the planks of a bridge. Without enough, that bridge sags, and your memories can't cross to where you need them. The Rush Memory and Aging Project followed more than 1,000 older adults for almost 7 years. They found that eating just one egg a week was linked to a 47% lower risk of Alzheimer's dementia. Even more striking, brain scans and autopsies showed fewer amyloid plaques in regular egg eaters. When I suggested Frank start with one hard-boiled egg 3 mornings a week, he didn't expect much. 2 months later, he was remembering neighbors' names again. At his granddaughter's school play, he recited her lines without glancing at the program and smiled at me in the audience. Picture your brain like a vast city. Choline is the repair crew for the bridges connecting its neighborhoods. After 65, that crew is short-staffed unless you invite them in with the right foods. Start simple. Boil or poach your eggs for better digestibility. Enjoy them earlier in the day when your brain's demand for acetylcholine is highest. You might be surprised at how quickly those mental connections feel stronger again. 2. Egg protein, the muscle's scaffold. Rosa, 69, loved walking the hills near her home, but last spring, halfway up the slope, her legs felt like lead. She told me, "I thought I was just out of shape, but no matter how much I walked, I wasn't getting stronger." Here's the hidden reason. After 60, your muscles become resistant to the protein you eat, a process called anabolic resistance. It means you need about 50% more protein than when you were younger just to maintain the same muscle mass. Without it, those leg muscles act like scaffolding left out in the rain. They weaken, rust, and can collapse when you need them most. Eggs change that. They're one of the few foods with complete, high-quality protein, all the essential amino acids in the exact balance your muscles need. 2 eggs give you roughly 16 to 22% of your daily protein requirement after 70, and the form of protein in eggs is especially easy for older bodies to use. In my clinic, I've seen the difference when we fine-tune not just the food, but the timing. Rosa switched from a carb-heavy breakfast to 2 hard-boiled eggs, eaten within 30 minutes of her morning walk. Why? Because that's when your muscles are most awake and ready to absorb protein for repair. Within 8 weeks, she was powering up that same hill without stopping. Her posture improved. She felt steadier on stairs, and the joy in her voice when she told me, "Doc, I feel like I got my legs back," was unforgettable. If your breakfast leaves you hungry by mid-morning, try Rose's approach. 1 or 2 boiled eggs, paired with a little movement, can be the scaffolding your muscles need to keep you independent for years. 3. The inflammation. Myth. Mark was 74, and for years he avoided eggs. He had read headlines claiming they were inflammatory, bad for the joints, bad for the heart, so he stuck to toast and margarine, even though his knees ached each morning. Here's where most people get it wrong. A large meta-analysis of 9 clinical trials looked specifically at older adults. It found that moderate egg consumption had no significant effect on key inflammation markers, IL-6, T, NF-alpha, and C-reactive protein. In plain language, eggs weren't stoking the fire. I told Mark to picture his joints like a fireplace. The right food adds logs for warmth without creating extra smoke. Eggs, especially when paired with leafy greens and omega-3 rich foods like salmon, are more like clean-burning fuel than a dangerous flare-up. He decided to try 3 eggs a week, poached or boiled, and replaced his margarine with olive oil. Within 6 weeks, he noticed his morning stiffness easing. By the 3rd month, he was gardening again, something he'd given up the previous summer. The controversy around eggs and inflammation is often based on outdated data or studies in younger, less diverse populations. When we look specifically at people over 65, the story changes, and it's far more forgiving. If you've been avoiding eggs out of fear, it might be worth talking to your doctor about reintroducing them in a way that supports your joints. Sometimes the real danger isn't what you're eating, it's what you've been missing. 4. Blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. Linda, 70, had a ritual every morning. 2 slices of toast with jam, a cup of coffee, and the crossword. By noon she was yawning, her energy gone. She thought it was just getting older. Here's the aha moment most people miss. After 60, your cells become less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of your blood and into your muscles for energy. Think of insulin as a house key. When you're young, the lock turns easily. But with age, that lock rusts, and sugar lingers in the blood, feeding inflammation and draining your energy. A 12-week randomized trial on older adults with metabolic syndrome found that eating eggs daily dropped fasting glucose by 4.4% and improved insulin resistance scores significantly. Why? Because eggs are low in carbs, high in protein, and help slow the release of sugar from other foods you eat with them. I suggested Linda swap her toast for 2 poached eggs alongside a handful of spinach. Within 3 weeks, she no longer needed an afternoon nap. Her doctor even reduced the dosage on one of her blood sugar medications. When you put the right fuel in first thing in the morning, you set your metabolism's thermostat for the rest of the day. Eggs act like a gentle brake, slowing the sugar rush and giving your body time to use it instead of store it. If you've ever felt more tired after a meal than before, it might not be age. It could be your insulin lock asking for a new, smoother key. Maybe it's time to see eggs not as the villain, but as a quiet ally, one that can help your mind stay clear, your legs stay strong, and your mornings feel lighter. The truth is, small choices at this stage of life ripple out. They shape how steady you feel on the stairs, how present you are in a conversation, how long you get to keep doing the things you love. So here's my question for you. If one simple change could help protect both your heart and your brain, what would stop you from trying it? Share your thoughts below. Your story might be exactly what another senior needs to hear today. And if you found this helpful, join our community here at Healthy Aging Hub. We explore science-backed practical ways to stay strong, think clearly, and live fully after 60, together.